Hey, I'm Greg Gannon of the Baltimore Gannon's, painter of signs and murals. I just painted a couple of signs in this building, this parking garage here at where am I? At Carlyle Crossing. I'm going to walk you through the place like I'm the car, so that when you come here to visit somebody or to go to one of the retail places or maybe to become a future resident, it won't be a surprise. You'll know what it looks like already. By the way, you might not realize that you're on your way to Carlyle Crossing. That's the name of a complex of like 3 apartment buildings. Dillon and Reese, the Easton. There's one across the street too, the Foundry. So it's a whole little complex here. Maybe one of your friends already lives there. Maybe you want to live there. Or shop there. When you pull up, you're going to have 2 options for different places to enter. I suggest you enter in the rightmost lane, because then you get a good look at the retail directory that I painted the background for. The signs are like cut out of plastic, and then they have vinyl lettering put on them. Those can be changed easily by a sign shop. This was all handled by Triangle Sign. Then you're going to go up a ramp that has these nice graphics. I didn't paint these, but they're very well done, I have to say. These kind of arrow shapes that on the right, they're subtly suggesting that you go up the hill, and on the left, they're subtly suggesting that you go down the hill. Those are going to accompany you the entire way up the ramp. And you know, while I'm here on the ramp, I'm remembering that I filmed a bunch of stuff here that I probably will never get around to putting into a video unless I put it in now. I was planning to do a whole segment about how much I love my cart and how useful it is. And even though sometimes I have to push it up ramps like this and it's kind of extreme, I still really love the cart. At the top of the ramp, you're going to see this column. It's not complete yet, but I can show you what it's going to look like. You can park to either side, to your right or to your left. If you head left, you're presented with another one of the directories that I painted. It's really smart the way they left some of them blank so that they could fill those in when they get the rest of their retail spaces filled. And look, now here's a little hint that we're coming up to the Dillon and Reese leasing office. I think if you go straight here, you have to be a resident. You've got to have a little doohickey in your car that will open up that second gate. There's another gate over that way. Lots of parking included if you live here. And here is the sign I painted for the leasing office. I suppose if the Foundry is part of this complex, they have their own leasing office, because I didn't paint their logo up here. All right, I had to give myself a little bit more exposure here. Hi. I had it on auto exposure, but just limited it from 100 to 800. I don't know why I did that. Sometimes I do that because I think it's going to get overexposed in the van, and then I forget to switch it back. But here we are. We're in the garage, and this is really what it looks like now that I have it in ISO 100 to 1600. This is a really good look at the garage. These are just the niftiest stripes that I've painted anywhere. The little zigzag that is just somehow a part of their branding here at Carlyle Crossing. It goes all the way around this column. Isn't that awesome? I'm so glad that I use an action camera that's really stable and I can show you that wraparound footage. I did take a little bit of time lapse of that, but it's in vertical because I plan to make Instagram Reels out of it, or YouTube Shorts. This zigzag shape right here, I just painted it on all 4 sides of this column, and it's about the coolest thing I've ever painted. Like, are you getting this? Do you know how awesome this is going to be when you're in a car and you're riding around in this parking garage? Look how dynamic that is. I mean, I have painted a lot of stripes in my day. I'm like 17 years old in Earth years, and this is like the billionth set of stripes I've ever painted. It's kind of stripes, it counts as stripes, right? Best one ever. And in addition to that, there's going to be a directional sign above it. An arrow and a directional sign that says, "This way to the East Lobby." That'll take you to, I don't know, retail stuff. You might want to go to one of these places. I'm so glad I could be a part of it. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Younce Design, Triangle Sign, Carlyle Crossing, Sherwin-Williams. Like and subscribe. Click the bell notification to know when I go live. When I go live, it's quiet. I'm not talking. I just paint. That sign where I showed you the wraparound zigzag shape, that's going to be pointing your way over here if you're headed to the east elevator lobby. And then there's a directory here for the entire East Retail Metropolitan region right here. If you're a business and you can judge by the sign, which you can't always judge by the sign, there's at least 5 places open you could move your business in. And all of this parking would be for your potential customers. That's about it, really. Did you realize that when we came in, we went all the way up to level 4? It's on top of the retail. All right, despite the slight hissing noise, I'm going to take you over here and show you my favorite part of the parking garage. It's where I get to watch the trains go by when I'm taking a break. This place really has great views. Oh, and by the way, that building that just came into view over my shoulder, that's like the George Washington Freemasonry monument. And you can go visit. I was going to go visit, but it's a 25-minute walk. And you have to pay, so I thought, no, I'm not going to go. You know, a lot of people vlog with action cameras like this, and they walk and talk. I have a thought about that. I think that they're not walking that fast. Like right now, I'm walking so slow that it's painful. I have trouble walking this slowly. But this is how fast people walk, I believe, when they're vlogging with their action camera. You know, one of the things that I did when I was deciding on this new action camera, I got the DJI Action 4, is I took out my old one, my GoPro 7, and I tried to make it look like my favorite vlogger's footage, you know? This is a challenging audio environment. There's these gigantic fans that run in a parking garage, and it makes it really difficult for me to talk to you. And I enjoy talking to you. You're the one I wanted to talk to. And then I will hold it down here and I'll put my shadow right in front of the camera. Can you see my face at all? I'm sure there's not a lot of detail, and maybe that's how I want it. Maybe I want it that way. Maybe I should always look like this. And the biggest thing was not the camera. It wasn't really that I needed a new camera. It was that I was walking at a normal speed, like if I was walking somewhere for transportation. You can't really do that. And you also have to kind of think about where your camera is going to be pointing. I would do videos and I would look around like the way that I do when I'm just thinking and I'm like, oh, do I need a pencil? Did I remember to get my phone? Where's my car keys? You can't do that. I'm not sure I got it right, so I'm going to try it again. Like I could be talking about a topic other than cameras and vlogging like this and holding it at chin height at a kind of an angle so that I look handsome, and then I walk through the dark part of the parking garage into the slightly less dark part of the parking garage while I'm still being able to think clearly and walk and talk without huffing and puffing. I don't really know if that worked. I won't know until I edit the video. I also noticed there's a place called the Hoffman Town Center parking garage across the street here. It looks like a nice one. It looks a little bit older, but still like a very nice parking garage. Although I noticed one thing that's pretty weird about it. Maybe it's just me, but when I look at a parking garage, I'm only looking at the signs, really. And I noticed that they only marked the 6th story with a number in this one spot. And other than that, I can't see any other numbers. Why would you only mark the level 6? Maybe it's like this place. Maybe when you come in, you just sort of end up on level 6 first. Or maybe level 6 is the only place that has anyone walking by in that direction. Thanks for watching. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you could find it helpful like in any parking garage. I hope it helps you to look at parking garages in a new way and to always keep those like parking restrictions in place that force builders to put parking garages in when they put in new apartments. That's good for me. So rather than just complain about it until I control it, I'm just going to be upfront. I'm going to say like, yeah, let's just always do that and have parking garages, and I'll paint them.